Thank you for viewing the Young Adult Information Session by the McHenry County Workforce Network. Let me run over what the Young Adult Workforce Program is. So we run under the act called WIOA, which is the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. This is a federally funded act that is designed for us to aid our young adults to find career pathways to betterment them in the workforce. There's two career planners, myself, my name is Jake Rohn, and my coworker Katie Hometh. We are located at 500 Russell Court in Woodstock. We're inside the McHenry County Workforce Network building. We're across the street from the McHenry County Courthouse. So off of 47, if you take a right towards the courthouse, you're going to see us on the right side and the courthouse on the left side. So who do we serve? We serve young adults up to the age of 24. These young adults are in school or out of school youth. So in school youth would be someone in high school, someone in college, someone in maybe a training program. Out of school is anyone not in those areas. So our youth are mainly residents of McHenry County, but that doesn't necessarily have to be. Youth with barriers to education and employment is really our focus, but I would always recommend if you're looking for additional assistance, putting in an application and seeing how we can help. So how do you qualify for these? I want to go over a couple qualifiers. There are more. I would always recommend if you don't see something in there, don't just say, oh, I'm not going to qualify. Just put in an application. We try to make everyone qualify. That's our goal. I'm looking at every single angle to make individuals qualified. So these are just some of the bigger ones. So the first one's being low income. Maybe you need your GED, your family's on food stamps, you have a mental health diagnosis, you could have had an IEP from high school, you were involved with probation or court systems, you have a physical disability, or potentially basic skills sufficient, which we measure that by normally a tape test or some other qualifying test. Now, with all of that, it depends also if you're in school or out of school. So I wouldn't get too far into qualification, just put in an application, and like I said, we try to make everyone qualified. There's some basic requirements you do have to have for the program. You have to have documentation of authorized to work in the United States. So we have to have some sort of documentation that says you can work here. With that, a lot of individuals have social security cards, things like that. If you weren't necessarily born in the United States, there are documentation you can get to say you're authorized to work. That's what we would need. We also need ID to verify age. We do, as you know, for the program, it's up to 24, so we have to verify that age. For males only, they have to be selective service compliant. So this is any male 18 or over. They have to have applied and received a selective service. So if you have questions about selective service, please you can contact us, or you can just go on to the website and look up selective service, and you can find out more information about it. You can also check on the selective service website if you are compliant with it. You can put your name in and check that to make sure that everything is good. And then the last one is the tape test or other qualifying assessments. That is one of the requirements we have to have in there. So if with it is just the process of taking the tape test, or depending on your situation, just following up on what assessments we would need to do. So let's go into some programs and services that we offer. The base services that we offer is one-on-one career planning. So what this is really our goal is to help aid development of young adults down career pathways. So we're going to be working with each young adult to understand their needs and develop a plan going forward to achieve their career goals. So you would be sitting down with either myself or Katie to go over kind of what you want going forward with your career, and we're going to help nurture that and help get you to where you want to go. Some individuals, that may just be completing their GED and then getting into some sort of work that they feel confident in. Other individuals, that could be a welding program. that could potentially be an IT program, or even going into nursing, things like that. All those career pathways we can help kind of nurture you go down to. So moving on, some programs that we offer. So GED classes is one of the big ones that we have with our youth program. So individuals who do not have a GED, we want to try to help get you that GED. So our classes lately have been running on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They do change sometimes, but those are run by McHenry County College. With those classes, you would be almost independent study, but also led by a teacher, which is nice because you can work at your own pace, but also you're supported by the teacher. So with questions and things like that, and they push you enough to get that work done. The next is paid training programs. So these are programs in in-demand occupations. So the categories we kind of mesh those into our manufacturing, IT, healthcare, transportation, and business management. So those are the big in-demand occupations. We have a huge list of them. We'll go through, and those are the training programs that we can send people through. And we have funding up to $7,000 for non-healthcare related fields and $10,000 for healthcare related field. Now, with all of this, it does have to make sense for individuals to go through the training. So the biggest thing is working with your career planner to identify what programs you would like to do, and then work with them on getting into those programs. So the next program is work-based trainings. So there's two elements to these work-based trainings. The first one is a paid internship. That would actually be you being an employee for McHenry County, where you would be an intern at a different site. So a lot of local businesses would take advantage of this and may want to intern. And then you also get experience working in a specific field. So we identify those with you and match you to the right internship site. So those, we don't necessarily have a list of them per se. We work kind of with a lot of different organizations, but we would work with you individually to figure out what your interests are and match that with a potential organization. So we can help reach out to those organizations, see if they're interested, and work with you on where your interests lie to follow up with companies that you really want to try to get into. So these can work up to 40 hours a week, and it is paid competitive wages. So with the paid internship program, so if someone does not have a GED, we can pay up to $10 an hour. Anyone with a GED or higher can get 10 to 15. We do that as just motivation to get that GED done. We really stress that that is a great basis to start from, and we want to see people there. So not only are we going to be having you in that GED program, we can do a paid work experience at the same time and really try to progress people that way. The next item is what they call on-the-job training. This is where actual company is employing you. And then we set up a set training plan for you to learn a position. So like if you want to be a welder, you have no experience being a welder, and a company agrees to hire you to be a welder and train you, that would potentially be on-the-job training. So the workforce also can provide support for any issues with employment. So if you have any problems or things, that's where we can help kind of step in and aid kind of understanding throughout. Some additional resources that we provide, we have a resource room available. So this has computer access for job searching and resume development. There's free printing copies and faxes up to 10 pages a day for both 10 pages for printing, 10 copies, and 10 faxes. We also have monthly workshops that are all free. So these are resume workshops, interview workshops, some computer basics, some social media for job searching, and a job club that we run. Get started with our program, please fill out the application for the Young Adult Program on our website, the McHenry County Workforce Network website. This is a part of the county's website, so if you go to McHenry County, the website, you'll find us as a division on that website, or you could just type in McHenry County Workforce Network into Google and you can find us that way as well. From there, take that application and either mail it to us, fax it to us, or you can drop it off at our location. We are located at 500 Russell Court in Woodstock, Illinois, right next to the courthouse. So our fax number is 815-338-7125. So if you do fax it, just have it attention to either Jake or Katie or the youth program, one way or another, so that way we can make sure we get it. If you have any additional questions, please feel to reach out. Again, my name is Jake Rohn. My phone number is 815-334-2785. My email is jmrohn@mchenrycountyil.gov.